How's it going? So today we're going to take a look at this match, Gary Tonan versus Dante Leon from 2019 ADCC World Championships. Very interesting spot here that they're in. Just normal half guard, but Gary Tonan's going to look for a top position Imanari, which is something that I haven't really seen before. There's a very interesting role that he does. So we'll take a look at it at full speed, and then we'll go back through and kind of break it down frame by frame. So from here, what he's going to do is just dig his right hand in. You can see the elbow kind of digs in there. Now he's going to free his left arm, and then he's going to go for it. Flips into the Imanari roll, and then now he's going to lock up and try to get that inside heel hook. Unfortunately for him, it was one subtle error that was made, or at least a good play by Dante Leon. Where both feet got entangled simultaneously, which makes it much harder to finish. If Gary Tonan had ended up in the saddle, I think it would have been probably a different ending here. It probably would have been a finish by Gary Tonan. So we'll kind of take a look back at how this works. So first we're in half guard, kind of looking for a knee slide, and then Dante Leon goes to this half butterfly right here. So I think it's interesting that as soon as he hits the half butterfly, Gary Tonan starts looking for this Imanari roll. So it kind of makes me think that he would actually like the foot to be in half butterfly first versus it just being in any kind of knee shield. So he looks for the half butterfly setup, digs his elbow in deep, right? And you can see right here, elbow's in super deep right there. Arm is going to latch onto the outside of the leg here, and then he'll spin himself back out that way, and then eventually back towards here for the Imanari roll. So we'll take a look at how it plays out. He's going to free his arm, flips back, flips in, and then right here is the spot where there's just a minor issue with leg positioning. This foot is coming on the outside of the knee right here. Dante Leon's knee is inside, in inside position on this foot, and that's what's going to create the double leg entanglement versus the single leg entanglement, right? If this foot had ended up kind of on the inside back in here, then I think this would have ended up being a saddle. Probably would have been a quite quick finish for Gary Tonan. So if we take a look at how it continues playing through, he gets that double lockup. He's got the triangle here. He's looking for that same kind of inside heel hook, but because there's both feet involved, it's going to be much more difficult for him to finish. And Dante Leon's going to be able to push through and get out the other side. And then from here, he's going to look for a back take, right? So this is kind of a nice transition as well. If we take another look at it, he goes straight into the inversion, and then from here, this is just a standard berimbolo inversion into a back take, right? And of course, it's kind of fancy gi-ish jiu-jitsu, but it's still obviously quite effective in no gi when you're in the right position to set it up from the beginning, right? So he kind of ended up in this spot instead of trying to force it, and I think that's why it works a little bit better. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this as like a primary option. You know, looking for no-gi beribolos tends to be pretty low probability strategy in the first place, but if you end up in a berimbolo position, why not just continue with the motion? And I think that's what Dante Leon's doing here. So he's going to get to the rear body lock, and then Gary Tonan's going to defend. So from here, we get to the rear body lock, and then we're going to see Gary Tonan start working on the hands. So from right here, Gary Tonan does what's most important, which is in the PEMDAS order of operations for grappling, you need to deal with rear body locks first. It's one of those things that's just direly important to fix immediately. So whether you're standing or whether it's this kind of crab ride rear body lock or whether it's rear body lock from turtle, that's the first thing that needs to be dealt with before you move on. So Gary Tonan's going to try to wiggle his thumb in right here and start pushing the arms down. He's also using this hand as a brace right here to continue pushing down. Same thing that you would do from a standing rear body lock. You would just push the hands away from you, walk your hips in, make it heavy, make it hard for your opponent to hold on. Then once you clear the arms around, you can turn back around and face them. So this is what Gary's going to do. He's going to start pushing the hands down, wiggles his thumb in there. He's really insistent about getting the thumb in. Once the thumb comes in, he gets the hands cleared, exactly what he should do. Now he's going to make sure he keeps his back on the floor, and then he's going to start putting his feet in the way, so that way we can go back to having this leg lock entanglement battle, which he's so comfortable with. So very interesting kind of section of the match. Hope you enjoyed it.